streaming, stream now. Boom.
You're on anyway.
Hmm?
You're on anyway. That's crazy.
And we're on. Hello. We're here.
You got two watching. You're ignoring them.
No, I'm not ignoring you people. I was looking at something else. Good evening. And how are you this wonderful evening? Who do we have with us tonight? Can we get some information online? Comments? Let me know who's here if you have a chance. Oh, I just noticed something on the lighting here.
What?
Looks like I got a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yay!
But I don't. Trust me, I don't. See, how's that? No, no 5 o'clock shadow. Okay, good. All right, two are watching. Somebody went away already. Got bored with me. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's here? Talk to us.
Not me.
Say something to let us know you're here. And somebody last night was trying to watch, and I got a note from them this morning that I guess they have a real sad satellite connection, and they couldn't get on to make any comment, but they wanted to let me know that they were watching. So thank you. If you're back again, thank you again. Went and did groceries today. Yay! Just because it's the first of the month. Not a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun. I have a Chrysler Pacifica. And by the time you put the cooler in the back, because it's 45 miles from town, long trip, and you buy ice cream or anything frozen, weather's starting to get warm, you'd have a puddle of goo by the time you got home. So, a big cooler. I use to get around in stores one of them little electric buggies, pace saver. Helps me with walking easier. So, and that breaks down. So in the back of the car, you got this big old cooler, the buggy, a couple of cases of soda. It gets real tight back there, real quick. But that was indeed a hard part. The hard part was when you get home, now you got to unload everything. Not fun. But we did it. And that's why we had pizza tonight for supper, because that's all the time I had to cook anything. And it was okay. I haven't had pizza in a while. But it's something. Does anybody have a suggestion for me for something to cook tomorrow? Something like pork or chicken? What can I do with it? Give me some ideas. I can make a good pork roast. Take a pork tenderloin. You lay it out on a piece of saran wrap. You're taking some bacon strips. Lay them end to end to end, all sides. They get like fingers. Take your pork tenderloin, put it on, and start rolling up with the saran wrap so you have the tenderloin all wrapped in strips of bacon. Pin it together with some toothpicks. Bake. Porkfection. You can garnish it with some honey. Make it a little sweet, a little soy sauce for a balance if it's too sweet. Or a 1-to-1 ratio of the two. Pour it over for a porkfection. Love it. Every time I've made it for anybody, they've always come back for seconds. And they enjoy it. So that's one thing that can be done. If anybody wants to be adventuresome from there, go right at it. Oh, now we're back up to 3 watching again. Somebody tell me who's here. Oh, and I looked at my analytical section of my site. I've got 24 whole subscribers. We're getting up there now. Trouble is, we don't have 24 watching at any one time, but we're getting there. Rome wasn't built in a day. We've got a good topic. I ran through a bunch last night of topics. Let me put up some. We had that little kerfluffle a couple days ago about being seen and not heard. Little things that mark your progress. Adventures in self-confidence. Clothing styles. I spoke of my popcorn adventure. Well, down and went. Right there, burned like all get out. First time I really looked at myself in a mirror and said, oh, look at her. Amazing. How do you go about breaking the ice for your first fitting? How did you do that? Yesterday was supposed to be the Trans Day of Visibility. And I discussed that at length last night. I don't get it. I want to be trans. I want to be a girl. I want to live my life. Just move on about my own business. Why do I want to be visible? Isn't that kind of a self-defeating process? Oh, and April Fools, everybody. Yay. So, yeah, April Fool. We're gone. No. 1 year. I didn't. Yeah. See? Poof. 1 year I made a comment, kind of offhand, that, hi there. I made a comment offhand about, I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow or not. And everybody took it as like, oh my God, she's going away, she's shutting it down. Somebody got smart and realized, wait a minute, tomorrow is April 1. And they all caught on. But I won't be able to pull that one again for a long time until everybody kind of forgets that. So. But it was fun. Do you have a comment? One who just made a comment to me or said hi? You got something to say? Join in and say it. Maybe we can answer a question. See what happens. Alrighty? Yeah, I know you're there now. I don't know if somebody's saying something or making a question until it shows up on the screen. So if you're furiously typing away, I can be patient. Message retracted. Why did you retract hi? Okay. don't quite understand that one, but all right, whatever. You're the new guy, aren't you? You know, the new person from South America, I believe. Colombia, I think that's where it was. Welcome. Anybody else out there? We got 3 others watching. Four people total. Yeah, my tongue gets wrapped around my teeth a couple times. It's an interesting process trying to. I didn't put up a script tonight. I figured I'd just kind of freewheel it because it is April Fool. Was. At least was for some people. It still is for me. We got another 6 hours of this. But I'm not so much into pranks anymore like I used to when I was younger. That was always fun. And now it's like another day. Does anybody have some topics that they want to speak of? Questions? I have a question of me, about the site. We can go that one too. I'm gonna tomorrow is Sunday, and I think I'm gonna take tomorrow night off. So I'll be back on Monday night. Okay? I know that. Yeah, my little back scratcher going at it. I want somebody to say something. Or am I going to have to sit here and flash? That's all the more you're going to get. No, that didn't get any raise from anybody. What am I going to do to get a response or an action? Does that help? Okay. Okay. Now that explains a lot right there. I just did some quick looking and I learned a few things. That's all right. Live stream no on, NOE. My IT technician can't spell.
What?
Live stream no on, NOE.
Oh, yeah.
My IT tech, she has trouble with spelling. What do you want in the British educational system?
It's better than American.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, how many universities do you have in the top 10 of the world? 0. UK, 3.
I went to American school. I can spell now. NOW, not NOE.
Uh-huh.
End of story.
Americans get taught what the government want them to teach them.
We're not going to speak of politics on this site now.
Well, you started it.
No, I'm just talking about the NOE. Yeah, we Mon Pa Kettle here. Odd couple. You can watch all day long, people. I wish you would say something or make a comment. This way, it'll help me make this a more light. It's all dependent upon you guys. Really, it is. The more you can add to this conversations, the more you can add to the chat, the better off I am, and I can make comments or say something or expound upon, whatever it takes. I'm going to try this for a full month now. See where we can get at, you know. Good evening, Dee Dee. I'm glad that you're here. Did you have a little difficulty coming in? I guess not. You're doing okay. Got any comments for me tonight, Dee Dee, or statements? I know you're a good one for that, because I'm having trouble getting anything from anybody. I'm not going on any script tonight. Figured I'd do a little freewheeling, just because. You know, sometimes I almost wish I could violate my own rule of no politics. I could have a lot to talk about, but then that would totally defeat the purpose. Was watching 50 Shades of Grey when I realized, oh, 50 Shades of Grey, hoo. We know what you've been doing.
Muppet.
I never watched that.
Yeah, because you're not a Muppet.
I've heard about it. It's like, okay. Is it a good movie anyway? Or you never saw it before? How was it? What bit you did see? Was it worthwhile spending the few bucks in a bargain bin at Wally World? If I see it there. "50 Shades of Grey." It sounds like a real sad day at a beauty salon. Or a busy day doing all the colorings.
It sounds like a funeral parlor.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could get more lively, but I need help. So did I really get into a thing I might buy it so I could see it commercial free? Oh, it was on TV or Hulu or someplace like that? Huh. Yeah, that seems like one of them movies where you want to just start watching and
commit suicide.
Either, yeah, because why did I spend this kind of money on it? Or at least, if you get interested in it, ooh, my back scratcher. I could get a motorized one of these. Cable. Ah. I had a sebaceous cyst on my back. They removed it, and now it's just itchy like crazy as the stitches are drying up a little bit. That's kind of an interesting, about the size of a walnut, in case anybody's interested. Supposed to go the not important enough to miss you. I felt it would. Oh, that tells me how good the movie is. If you're gonna give up the movie to watch me, ha. Okay.
Must be a bad movie, then.
Well, I feel honored in a way that my sad little broadcast outstrips a Hollywood movie. Okay, I can go with that. I can go with that. How much I enjoy you. Okay, thank you very much. Now that I really appreciate.
Creep.
Somebody has a bed. Somebody needs a life. I appreciate you, Stevie. Really, I do. That's why I chose you for the job that you do. You're a good person. And I need some other help. There's myself, you, Dee Dee. That's two. Well, I'm not watching, so I don't even count on that. There's three other people out there who could be saying something. Oh, by the way, Dee Dee, we're up to 24 subscribers now. So we're getting there. Because I received a note today, an email. Somebody else hit the subscribe button to watch. And that's a good thing. I understand I'm not anywhere close to the professionalism of some of the YouTubers that are out there. That's all right. Let them just go at it. Give it time, and I'll either take the camera outside, show everybody around, or do some oddball little project and point out to everybody what I've been doing. Just because. Or if I just sitting here chattering away on the Xbox. Not Xbox, excuse me, oh my gosh. Oh, give me that project you did with the Back to the Future thing.
It's not plugged in or nothing, though.
No, that's okay. She's been building.
I'm just testing it out at the moment.
She's testing out and building a Back to the Future, the time machine thing. Where do you want to be to not consider shutting down? Hang on a moment. We'll answer that. We got a leg show going on behind you.
Yeah, I know. My muscle's going.
Ah.
Come over if you want with hammer and chisel. Just get out.
All right. This is what I was pointing out. You can't hardly see the.
Yeah, that's on a breadboard though. It's not.
It's on a breadboard. It's not really neat, but checking all the circuitry for the different time lapse and days that you want to set going on and whatnot else. So she's building something for fun. The other night I was talking about helicoils. It was mounting these to the board and getting all that to work right. But it was kind of functional this morning. It looked cool to watch all the little counters ticking off the minutes. Where do I want to be? I would like to be, if I could have,
in bed.
if I could have 15 to 20 people watching at any given night, and more participation than just one person, like I could get maybe 10 having a conversation going on, that'd be a good start. Number of subscribers, that's kind of almost immaterial. That's just people that sit and watch and do nothing. I need more than just sitting and watch, do nothing. Ask comments, ask questions, make comments, say something, suggestions, anything like that would be perfect. Yeah. That's where I would be to not consider shutting down. And that's why I'm going to give it another month. I'm thinking May 1st, I'll know where I'm going to be. So I'll have to sit down and start explaining to people that, look, I apologize if my attempt failed, but I was willing to go more. But if I'm not getting any cooperation, then I'm kind of shoveling sand against the tide, and it sort of becomes pointless. And that's not what I want to do. I want this to work. I really do. But without input or statements from people, comments, compliments, I don't care. Even if you want to insult me, go right ahead. But just say something.
Yeah, God inside.
Did you ever talk about fashion styles you like or such? I did once. But if you want me to do it again, I will. Fashion styles I like. On me, practical, I guess is where I'm thinking. I don't much care for trousers or pants. I prefer skirts and or dresses, but dresses are difficult to
Pajamas.
Dresses are difficult for me to wear because of my sizing. So blouse and a skirt usually. That's what I prefer most. And it can be flouncy if you want. But it doesn't have to be. And that's kind of my style. I see some of the fashion shows and the runway people, and I look at them and say, ew, ew. I don't get it. Some of the fashion houses of France and Italy, and oh, this is the latest and greatest thing. Not so much. I'm glad we don't have to put up with bustles and hoop skirts anymore. You might have missed it, or I might have commented at a beginning of a broadcast before you popped in. Because Roberto had commented that fashion would be a good thing to talk about. Maybe you did too, for a topic. And I addressed it maybe in passing. Come on, the other three. You can join in. It doesn't hurt. I just bought a pleated tiered skirt blouse set in pink with black trim. Ooh, I bet you that must be cute. Does it swish a lot or flounce a bit when you twist and turn and walk? Or is it more severe, almost like a pencil skirt? Kind of wide open and fluffy, right? I guess. I'm hoping that's the kind. To look at pencil skirts, that's more for an office or librarian, a lawyer, corporate exec, those kinds of things. And they have their place. They really do. But for everyday skirt just to wear someplace, one of the nicer places I like to look through, trouble is buying is a bit expensive, is Woman Within. Feels already, yes, no pencil. It twirls, it feels, oh yeah, good. Good for you, BB. To look at Woman Within and their other sister sites, Jessica London, and all those. It's good stuff. A bit costly, and for me, where I live right now, rather impractical because, like I say, I go outside and sales like a J.C. Penney. Good for you. Good for you. One of the Ross. That's another nice one. Dress Barn is a good place. They got some fair good sales. There again, a bit pricey, but the quality is good. I almost kind of miss Fashion Bug. Dress Barn did Fashion Bug in. Fashion Bug used to be a standalone company, and then it was bought out by Woman Within, became part of their grouping. Dress Barn was direct competition with Woman Within, and as they wanted, Dress Barn wanted to reach that middle teenager type, young 20s market, so they bought Maurice's, which was again another standalone company. They bought them out, so they had that market. Justice, which is another brand of clothing for girls 6, 7, up to about the mid-teens, when they can go into Maurice's, and as they outgrow Maurice's fashion, they go right to Dress Barn. So that's the whole idea. They got all three levels. But Women Within were starting to get a little bit strapped financially for whatever reason or other, so Dress Barn went there and said, hey, we'll buy out Fashion Bug and save your bacon. And well, they sold them that section of Fashion Bug. And then Dress Barn started promptly closing down Fashion Bug because that way it killed the competition for Maurice's. And I thought, okay. Maurice's is a little bit more edgy for me. That's why I liked Fashion Bug. It wasn't so cutting edge. It was nice, good, practical clothing. And that I used to enjoy. In fact, I still have some Fashion Bug skirts that are still in good shape, still work. You know, and I wear them occasionally. If you buy good quality, it'll last you forever. Dress Barn was when I lived on the East Coast, there was one over in Kittery, Maine. I didn't even have to question myself when I would I would just drive by there for whatever reason, rather going one place to another. I'd just pop in. Oh, hi, Phyllis. How you doing? What are you looking for today? Let me take you up in the dressing room. I thought to myself after a while, you know, I think I'm getting too well known in here. When they know me on sight as I walk in the door. But all the clothing was good. Everything was good. And I knew that if I went in there, I couldn't walk out with at least 1 or 2 items. Always. So it got to a point where I almost hated myself for going there. Yeah. If I drive by the shopping mall area, little strip mall where it is in, I'm okay. But if I pull in that parking lot, I'm done for. Like a magnet, it just pulls me right in. Everybody has a store someplace, or even might be your favorite watering hole, cafe, bar. There's always one. Everybody has a one place something in their life. You can't go by it without some magical force. Tractor beam, I guess you'd call it, pulls you right in. When I first started dressing at home on a regular basis, buying styles were way too young for me. Finally saw the light and tried to dress slightly young, age appropriate. Yep. Oh, yeah, I can remember that. not quite getting the age correct for the body shape, size, design. I finally got that part, and now it's comfy. I just get up in the morning if I'm going to town. What do I want to wear? Pick it out and go. And never used to be a time I'd spend half an hour to an hour just on makeup alone, making sure everything was just so. And as time went on, I got it, the routine of the makeup and the comfort factor. And like I say the other night, you could always tell the crossdresser. They're the ones in the Dior gown with the impeccable makeup at 11:30 in the morning in the mall. That. If I had gone outside back then, I would have been arrested for lewdness. Yeah. The the very first time I ever went out of the house on my own, fully dressed, 2 o'clock in the morning. But just to stand outside, wow, wow, that was great. Now it's oh hum. Had I thought then that this would ever have come up, not a chance. It was just unable to do it. And I figured that was a major, major step that I could do this. We work at it slowly but sure. Everybody has their steps, their limits, things they want to do for themselves. We conquer that dragon, the three-headed dragon, whose heads are named fear, failure, and frustration. Number, oh, okay, that was a little bit of change in messages somehow. Soda on your way by?
Uh-huh.
Sat on my front porch in all black silk and lace in the wee hours and enjoyed the feeling. Yep. Just outside. And that's an amazing feeling that now it's kind of like, what the hell are you doing out at that hour of the morning? You're freezing, you tush.
Here you go. Was that the bloody thing?
Ah, she's getting her tens unit out. So if it's more than a leg show, she starts flopping and twitching. You know she's got the power up a little bit too high.
It fell off. Yeah. Ah, yeah.
Fry her.
There you go, Phyliss.
Yeah, there she goes. And now she thinks it's fun. Eee, look at this. I'm electrocuting myself.
You're the one to stop it.
But again, those tens units, they have their place. And they are good. They have a value. Now, I had a strain in my back about a month or two ago.
I got so fucking
And she plugged me in the back, and it's interesting.
I plugged it in where?
On my back,
Oh.
when I had strained my back.
Oh, that one.
Don't even go there. This is not an X-rated site.
You're the one giving it away, not me.
Not me. You're snickering, and I have to explain your snickering. There's 3 other people over there. Dee Dee's the only one doing all the talking.
You know, this comes up in English or Chinese. That's it.
What?
This.
Oh,
Did you know?
I did not know that.
See? Chinese.
Okay, all right.
Flip flop.
RC cars. Anybody know anything about RC cars? No, I'm not highly interested in them, but somebody's trying to sweet talk me into playing with one.
Well, we'll just get our quadcopters out and just, I don't know, crash into the cars.
And no, Dee Dee, you're not hogging the airways. You're saying something and keeping me going. The others can join right in. It doesn't take much, enter, and that's all it takes. If you're watching and you're subscribed, you can say something. Where was I talking about? Oh, now I've lost track. Yeah, okay. RC cars. More expensive than model railroading. Yeah, I get that feeling.
That's the like model railroading. You get to build the trees and
making the layouts for model railroading. That's kind of fun. I've done that. HO. But RC cars, I don't know. It's just I don't find a lot of thrill in it. Not even airplanes or quadcopters. I mean, it's like, oh, that looks fascinating, and that's cool.
Have you swapped to digital yet? For HO, DD.
Oh, DD. Steffi wants to know if you've gone to digital rather than the old mechanical transformer arms.
Freaking expensive, though. You've got to buy a little chip for each loco. And then give it an address.
The layout I had, borrow Steffi electrical device and stick them. Maybe that'll get them started.
Oh, what?
For the RC cars.
Oh, I'm not into RC.
No, not her.
Nah, I've got quadcopters.
Steffi's got quadcopter.
Phantoms,
Again,
20.
Quadcopters, airplanes, RC cars, boats, trailers, things like that. It's fascinating to watch.
Quadcopters, the rest of it's boring. Remote control boat, yeah.
But
about 100 mile an hour into a rock.
It just doesn't do a whole lot for me. I saw an article or a thing on YouTube the other day, and it looks like a full-on DCC is my way to go. Sound and great control. Yep. Digital control.
Ah, yay! What, for the trains?
For your trains, I'm sure.
Yep, fair play.
I saw this. It looked like a full-on construction site with all forms of bulldozers, trucks, graders, cranes, tower cranes, and all working away, and it was all done Model RC. It was like, holy cow. And then there was another section with all military vehicles moving around. Even that tank that does the bridging, it's a tank, but it's got those rails that come up and will bridge a chasm. They can drive over it along with other things. To watch this model doing that, setting out the bridge, it all fully controlled, drive over it, pick up the bridge, and go on about its business. It's a case of these people have more brains, have more money than brains. Because that stuff is a boat ton of money that is going into that stuff. But the result is, holy cow. I'm still at the stage of the little truck with the string and walk behind it. That's my limit. I don't really get a whole lot of thrill on it. So I'm figuring that if I try very hard to ignore the person who's trying to get me into this stuff. Have you seen the one with the fire trucks putting out a fire? You mean there's a remote control truck with water on board that does the hosing? Holy cow. Holy cow. That one I gotta see. I gotta look that one up. I get amazed with some of that stuff. I used to build models, but more static display models.
Now we're cheap. We just push the print button and off it goes.
Yeah, I had built the USS Hartford, completely rigged out the sails at all. That was the one that sailed to the Mobile Bay with Admiral Farragut, who said, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead," during the Civil War with a steam sloop. Built the Cuddy Sark. That was a lot of fun.
I saw that boat.
That was a lot of fun rigging that one out. The Mayflower built that one too.
I've seen the Mayflower as well. There's parts of it in Southampton in that Titanic Museum.
Yeah.
Parts of it in there.
Uh-huh.
You saw it. And I've been to Mayflower Park quite myself.
Yeah, when I was in the UK, went to a little place called Mayflower Park. Is where the actual Mayflower had set sail from to America, well, to the colonies. They didn't first land on Plymouth Rock. They in fact were headed to Jamestown, but they didn't know about the Gulf Stream moving them north. They were still headed west, but Virginia, they just kind of ended up drifting north, and they didn't realize it. Their heading was still the same way, but just going farther north in latitude. Anyhow, they landed in what we now know as Provincetown today, on Cape Cod, and realized after about a month there that the living conditions are not that great. The fresh water was sadly lacking and whatnot else, but somebody spotted land across what we now know as Cape Cod Bay. They sailed over there looking for better ink, and that's where they landed on Plymouth Rock. I see Micro Marker, the model of a skipjack, a very Maryland-type workboat used for dredging oysters and crabbing. Ah. Dredging for oysters, yum. Saw a thing the other day that the oysters are actually, a lot of them are farmed off of Prince Edward Island, surprisingly, because of the colder water. Crabbing, I used to go crabbing when I was a kid with my folks. We went down to the Hudson River. It was somewhat cleaner then. Now I wouldn't go near it, that brown water. But we went to crabbing with pieces of string, some suet, the rock. And did them one at a time, pulling them in that way. And I used to love crabs, but as I grew older, I developed that sort of an allergy to them. I could eat lobster, oysters, clams, scallops, shrimps, that kind of seafood, and love it. But crab, not so much. It has the tendency to talk back to me. And I'm not sure exactly why. I think it's the chicken necks on a string. Yeah, we would go down to the butcher shop and get chunks of suet from him. a ball of string from the five and dime store, kite string, some suet on the way back. Go down by the Hudson River area there. There used to be a brickyard, so there was always rock or brick chucking around somewhere, and a catching net. You could feel when the crab was tugging on it and trying to eat it. Gently pull him in. Just before you got to the surface, you put the net down, the water lifted up, and he dropped right in the net. You could come home with a peach basket full of them. And have a good old feed.
Now got power with tadpole.
We have a couple, 5 or 6 frogs hanging around outside here, and surprisingly enough, outside we have one of them old cast iron bathtubs, you know, the four legs on them. Now, the people here in the past had buried that so that the top of the tub is level with the ground. We use it for a dog watering water hole. And to keep the flies and the bugs from crawling up in it so much, we had put seasoned with beer at Old Bay. Yup. The dog bath, the dog water we drink. There were a couple of goldfish in there to eat the flies and mosquito larvae that land on them. But the past winter, the fish eat kind of went away for whatever reason. We have to put
It
the new.
rained and they washed over to the side. I found one of them.
We have to get.
It was a bit crusty.
Some new fish to put in there. But these frogs, they're living near that dog watering thing, and now we got a tub full of tadpoles. So the frogs croaking. We know what they did in the last couple of days. Good on the frogs. 5 of us watching now. Yay! I'm glad number 5 is here.
Yay!
You know, don't let Dee Dee hog all the airways. You can say something, make a comment, say something, compliment, comment, question,
or
complaint, anything like that. I don't care. Say something. Let me know you're here.
We got about 80, 90 cans of pillows and ones, Phyliss.
Cool. That should hold us for a little bit, a week anyway. One of she calls them pillows. The mini raviolis in the Chef Boyardee can, or the spaghetti meatballs, she calls them worms.
It's just the British way.
Anyway, you want a snack? I love nothing better than to take a can, pull the top, and just right out of the can. And
alright until you blow your nose and a lump of spaghetti comes out your nostril.
Oh, come on, you don't have to be so graphic.
That's happened a few times. I'm like, ew.
Only on her. Only her. That's my Steffi. You want to have an adventure of odd things that can happen that can never happen to anybody else, only because it happens. Team up with her for a week. Does somebody want a Steffi for a week? I won't even charge you rent.
What?
You send me a copy of the plane ticket and I'll put her on the plane and make sure she's going. For a week, that's all you get her. Just a week of fun. So if somebody wants a Steffi and willing to spend the plane ticket for a week, she'll go.
Make sure it's Britain in one way.
If I skip a session and the others start responding, you'll know what the problem is. No, I don't think so. Anybody can talk.
Yeah, if anyone wants to buy a plane ticket, make it a one-way to the UK, preferably Birmingham.
Or you could buy a ticket for her one way, but just have a stop off with you. Enjoy her for a week.
As long as it's out of the States, I don't care.
Not sure she could handle mid-Missouri. I'm not sure Mid-Missouri could handle her. The place would never be the same again.
We went to Missouri, or Missouri. Phyliss?
Yeah, we just passed through St.
It was
Louis.
alright, I suppose.
We just drove through.
We saw the Misery Arch. Not the Missouri Arch or the Lewis Arch or whatever it was, the Misery Arch. Yay!
Yeah, we were headed west. Back then in the car. We basically just kind of drove through it. Four minutes to go before we close off this. You got 4 minutes, people, to say something. I've been trying. I really am. Now, if you're having a lot of fun just laughing and snickering and giggling over this, then good on you. But I wish you would say something. I'd feel better about it. I really would. I've been cutting my head off here a little bit. Let me raise that up just there. And there we are. You didn't stop to see me halfway between St. Louis and Kansas City. You hadn't moved yet. You were still in Maryland when we came west that first time. Sorry.
Happy Diddy then.
You were still in Maryland at the time. Would have stopped to see, as it was, coming across that first time, we did stop to see one person.
We did?
Rachel.
Oh yeah, we stayed at her house, didn't we? It's when we went to a restaurant with her wife, and it's like, what do you do for dinner then?
Yeah.
I go for a job then. Oh, I'm a judge. It's like, for fuck's sake. What? What's wrong? Because I ain't got no normal mates over here. They're all frigging judges, cops, captains. It's like, I want someone normal. Well, what's normal? Oh, I clean the toilets for a living. Normal.
Yeah. This person we knew, Rachel, real nice person. We knew that she was in the military. We never thought much about it, okay. Well, we stopped at her house. She was off doing some work that night on a field trip. She does a lot of electrical work, wiring hospitals, all there. Next time ever, I'm only a mile and a half off I-70. I will remember that. But we stopped to see her, and she had mentioned, I'm probably not going to be here that day, but my wife would be happy to see you. So we went and stopped to see her. We went out to eat that night, and that's when I found out that Rachel's wife is a judge. That kind of surprised us. We got back to the house, and I noted over the corner, there's this display rack with the triangle folded flag and all, and a rack of medals like you would not believe. And I said, are those Rachel's medals? Yeah, she earned them all. Holy cow. War hero. But then that's one of them kind of things where they don't talk about that kind of stuff. They just,
well, if they talk about it, in the war I did this, then it's all bollocks, it didn't happen.
Yeah, the more they talk about it, the less it actually happened. Those who really did it, and have the chest full of medals to prove it, just something I did, call it good at that. But yeah, that was an amazing thought and revelation. Well, I'm going to close it off. Like I say, not going to be here tomorrow night. Monday, I'll be here. That's April the 3rd. Yeah, tomorrow's the 3rd.
Yay.
Be there then. Good night, people. Good night. Thank you for attending and watching. I wish you had said more often. It would have been better and more interesting. But we did what we could with what we had to work with, okay? Bye-bye.